Uh, Also, what is very important, Cinema Network, it's a great network that Southeastern Europe. It usually was located in Greece and it was happening during the Thessaloniki Film Festival. And it became an installment of Thessaloniki Film Festival, but was not much of a market. There is a market, but not a vibrant market. This year they moved their main meeting in Tirana, but at the Balkan Film Market. And now they saw the wealth of the stories being told. Also, the filmmakers of the region are in direct contact with the decision makers of the CE, which it indirectly applies at the heads of the film centers that already are members of CE network, already attended Balkan Film Market. So it's growing and growing in using alternative events. And of course, here we go at the AFP Producers on the Move. They have a great attendance from Eastern Europe and a good attendance from Balkans, but they made this call of the whole, the call to be present during the pitches during the Balkan Film Market, and we supported their accommodation. They came with numbers. They are young, creative producers, very eager to do good work, and they had their own meeting. And we had just a conversation with people that did Maya developing workshop, and they are interested to do the same thing. So we encourage young producers. They're looking for opportunities. That's the new region. That's the new unexploited territories. Untapped market, I call it. And with Roma Lazio that we already spoke is the Balkan Co-Production Days in Rome. We started in Rome at MIA a couple of years ago. We followed in Cannes. Now they did the event in Tirana. So it's another layer, another venue how you could approach, and it's like great producers and projects presented. Are we done? Okay, then we have other partners from the film centers of Balkans, but that's in a nutshell. Try to summarize very quick the whole layers of the Balkan film market. But we now, after attending the short film market here in Torino, we already brainstorming some ideas with Jacopo about VR, digital content, and also...
That was my question. Your future projects for the next the upcoming edition. Will you open to new media, new digital contents, VR?
And we have, like, has been his feed, basically. I really was inspired from what I saw here. And we have very unique stories in Balkans. And many of these stories could be told in other mediums. And like, to me, it was like, hey, there are opportunities there. Of course, it might be a very difficult film to do a long feature in VR in Kosovo, but would not be as difficult if you told those stories for children in short films in Kosovo or in Montenegro, for that matter. So there are opportunities. There are things there are certain stories in a very diverse societies with very interesting stories. There are stories that could be told with different means. Cheaply made, we have to enforce what's good in Balkan, that you can make a film for the things that you cannot do it in Italy. So if you are a young and eager filmmaker, producer, director, it's like, to me it reminds, in the United States they talk about the era of pioneers, which everybody used to go west to find the empty land and to start their own business, etc. That's what Balkan is today for filmmaking. It's like you go east and you find these great opportunities to the people, and with new medias. Albania, for the first time, Ilir supported this project in VR. For God's sake, now we have an Albanian feature film in VR. Now, that's what I love to do next year. If I have a choice, let's do a pitching of VR content, short content, not films. Could be anything. To me, as long as it's in VR, in the short content, it's like very open. So
they are often short.
And that's what you get benefits of going and attending markets like this one.
Don't you have any pick of your location? Because it's a wonderful location at the 23rd floor of
well, see,
yeah, a skyscraper.
It's an amazing location.
It's an amazing location. You see all the city, the mountains.
I mean, we don't talk about that.
Other question: how many professional guests do you have here?
We had, guess what? How many were like 10
accredited
countries?
People.
Hold on. First time, we had about 10 or 12 countries. This year, we had 28 countries, about 250 producers with filmmakers. Producers with project, I call it, which is like...
selected producers.
That we know that are accredited. Many people, they came in their own. Those are invited people, about 250. But we're talking like Wild Bunch, Intra Movies, and major companies we had there, Fandango. I don't know, we were like many, you were there, so you know better.
No, it was. If you are interested, don't hesitate to contact Andamion. And deadline to participate to the pitches and other events.
We actually trying to have a presence all around the year in the major markets. We were at MIA. We probably gone to Berlin, Trieste, Cannes, the markets that we think it's our target. And every time we open the call after we have a discussion with the other film centers and what's the new. But the market takes place in October, so by March we start putting the call out, and everybody that has a project that has a little funding, you could apply for the pitch, but has to take place or has to have something about Balkan. But also, workshops are very interesting. And again, like we want to enforce that the whole reason we do this market is not to a guy with Albania meets another guy from Greece. It's about expanding. There were this year in our pitch were like 2 or 3 Italian projects. Last year we did not have any Italian projects, and there was like Il Gigante. They had a project that won in Sofia in some event. I picked it up and I said, hey, that's a great project for our market. And so we have a high number of Italian projects attending, because some film can be set in Romania, Bulgaria, Greece. So I think it's a good venue now to look into, and probably if you have something of value, it's very good to apply.
Se posso dire una cosa, cortesemente, quanti di voi avete visto qualche film albanese?
How many of you have you seen some Albanian
Quindi pochissimi, pochissimi.
How many? 2.
E invece un film balcanico...
You are Albanian, please.
Okay.
No, she's Albanian. No, the other girl.
Perché vi faccio questa domanda? Perché pochi di voi lo sanno che i film balcanici, quando parliamo degli anni 60...
When we are talking about the 60s, Albanian films, Balkan films or Albanian?
Albanian films, poi te lo dico anche quali del Balkan movie. Albanian films hanno avuto un box office difficilmente raggiungibile da qualche altra industria europea. Ve lo spiego perché. Cioè in senso di numeri. Un film albanese si è visto agli anni 60-70 da 100 milioni di abitanti, mentre Albania è solamente 3 milioni di abitanti.
In the 60s, Albania was 3 million people, and some Albanian films was watched by 100 million people. Why? Please explain.
Because in questi anni in Cina era vietato di produrre i film, considerato una cosa borghese, e quindi con la rivoluzione culturale era già vietato la produzione del cinema.
Chinese authorities in the 60s stopped, consider, so the Chinese productions were stopped, and it was forbidden to produce in China, so they imported.
Il cinema erano lì, sale di cinema erano lì, dovevano per forza presentare qualcosa, e maggior film, per non dire tutti, erano prodotti in Albania.
The films screened in China was mainly produced in Albania in the 60s and 70s maybe. So a lot of people in China knew the cinema through the Albanian cinema.
Quindi tutti i film prodotti in Albania sono già stati presentati lì e sono molto conosciuti praticamente. Cioè io quando sono stato a Pechino, cioè in posto dove si vendono le cose, cioè il mercato, quando hanno saputo che ero di Albania, hanno cominciato a recitarmi i nomi di tutti artisti albanesi che neanche io li conoscevo.
In China, in Peking, the people that grew up in the 60s knew a lot of films and actors, Albanian actors, that even he didn't know.
Quindi questo è successo con cinema albanese, ma anche con cinema jugoslavo.
Former Yugoslavia as well. Mostly Albanian films, but also with former Yugoslavia.
Penso che questo market tanto cercato in Cina adesso, con il nuovo trend di trovare un market reale in Cina, a quel tempo noi abbiamo già scoperto, però purtroppo abbiamo scoperto in un momento sbagliato.
We discovered the Chinese market in the wrong moment. It's difficult to deal with Chinese, I know, with Chinese people. It's really for I think all the fields, but audiovisual, there is a cultural matter that is difficult
e
to
infatti
manage.
quando parliamo del cinema albanese dobbiamo sapere che agli anni 50 era un'impresa più che altro russa di creare cinema in paesi dell'est. In tutti questi paesi balcanici.
Was the Russians that built up
Quindi era creato
cinemas in the other countries. Film industry, I mean.
Era creato una specie di cinecittà, Kino Studio si chiamava da noi, e ogni paese balcanico aveva il suo cinecittà.
Every Balkan countries had its own cinecittà, Kino Studio.
Tutti quelli che poi sono stati assunti in questo Kino Studio, Cinecittà, hanno studiato in migliori scuole di quell'epoca, parliamo della scuola di Mosca per esempio, dove i nostri migliori registi hanno studiato.
The people that worked in the Kino Studios learned cinemas in Moscow and in the best film schools in the Eastern Europe.
2 o 3 di loro sono stati in stessa classe con Tarkovsky.
2 Albanian people, you mean? 2 Albanian directors was
three
Albanian directors
che praticamente sono migliori
was in the same class with Tarkovsky.
Sono stati studenti di Eduard Tisset, che era direttore di fotografia di Eisenstein.
There was student of Eduard Tisset, who was the cinematographer of Eisenstein.
E quindi qualcuno ha finito FAMU in Cecoslovacchia, quindi hanno finito migliori scuole del mondo a quell'epoca, se parliamo delle scuole. E quindi hanno creato un cinema di un grande valore, realmente.
They created a cinema of high quality cinema.
Poi piano piano, quando tutto è cambiato, certamente attenzione della società verso il cinema si è sceso, e stiamo già riprendendo questo orgoglio e questa qualità che un tempo avevamo con il cinema.
So when everything changed, also the people hanno perso l'attenzione, lost attention to the cinema.
Politicamente, perché
politically speaking, you mean investimenti?
Sì, anche in questo senso, ma il cambiamento da un modo politico di quell'epoca, era comunismo, si è cambiato in democrazia, che vuol dire passando in fasi difficili economicamente, parliamo, ma anche politicamente.
Okay, it was like 20 years of a whole of 20 years, and now
stiamo già riprendendo con attenzione dovuta anche politica,
in the last
ma anche finanziaria.
10-15 years, let's say, they are starting to work again on cinema. And
ultimamente abbiamo vinto anche un premio importante per noi, il Festival di Varsavia, un film albanese ha vinto il Grand Prix.
An Albanian film won the main prix, the Warsaw Film Festival.
Che praticamente è un festival di categoria A, cioè uno dei 9 festival più importanti del mondo.
A-class festival.
Stiamo già cercando, insieme con tutti gli altri paesi del Balcani, realmente a ritrovare se stessi, però in questa ricerca stiamo cercando anche partneri giusti per andare avanti.
Partners, like you mean film markets, events, producer, whatever. Maybe someone has a question? Ci sono domande? You wanted to add something, Andamion?
Yes. One thing we didn't speak here, we spoke about the programming, but locations. It's like location we didn't touch upon because it's such a virgin territory. Not Albania, but Kosovo, Bulgaria was astounded of the amazing locations. Croatia, Macedonia, needless to speak, Greece. Like there are so many Italian films we see nowadays. Italian films have lost that beauty that had once upon the time. I remember for the first time when I saw The Night of Shooting Stars of Taviani brothers. I saw it in Albania. I was like, I remember the sensitivity of beautiful landscapes, like De Chirico paintings. When you see Italian films today, it's this repeating of this beautiful Tuscany. They lost diversity, and part of it is because the Italian, I'm speaking because I'm assuming that most of the producers here from Italy, are self-content. They don't want to look beyond the curtain. They don't look beyond the sea. It's an amazing scenery, amazing characters out there, and the whole, like when I talk Balkans there, it's not a format that defines. We're talking only, I can speak on behalf of Albania, like in the south of Albania we have cactus trees, in the north of Albania we have like Switzerland, ever snow, and the distance is about 200 kilometers. And we have this wild region, like amazing. But also if you go deeper in the continental Albania, it's diverse. It's like what Italy was in 50s in terms of virginity. So look on that, bring in refreshing images, refreshing stories, coming back with refreshing images, and I'm talking Albania, but so is Serbia. I've seen some amazing locations from industrial Serbia. To me, it was like almost extraterrestrial spaces. To me, there are like, it's such a potential out there. And you have to look of telling the stories unique with unique images. And in a different country, different region, you could just have the view that the locals there don't have it. Part of my personal success is I was 20 years away from my own country. When I came back, I saw things that I never saw before. And there are Italians, if you see documentaries from Italians made in Albania, are way better than the documentaries made by Albanians because they have a fresh eye. Things that we don't get impressed nowadays, the foreigners see it, right? You mentioned the tower. I didn't mention the tower because it's like the part of my life. The location we do the Balkan film market is like New York Tower, like amazingly, beautifully designed. It's not just a tall tower, it's an art piece. Any Albanian would mention it, nobody would mention ever because it's part of our life and we think that we can take it for granted. And for me it was Paola Corvino that says, oh my God, it reminds me LA, when it's a mixture of old shocking houses with this very polished architecture. So I was like, oh, look at that, I never thought this way. So in that regard, try to visualize a different way, different images. So.
D'altra parte poi esiste una grande opportunità finanziaria da queste parti, cioè in Balcani, perché essendo tutti i paesi balcanici quasi, a parte del Kosovo oramai, parte dell'Euroimage.
Almost all the Balkan countries are a part member of Eurimage, so there are financial opportunities.
Offrono una grande opportunità di collaborazione insieme, approfittando dei fondi dell'Euroimage proprio che esiste grazie al desiderio di spingere verso una coproduzione con uno con altri.
So you can get European funds, Eurimage funds. That is also.
It's called low output countries have an advantage. So a co-production, Italy and France, it's in disadvantage with a co-production between Italy and Macedonia. And there also are agreements with each one of the countries.
Questo è più vero in programma media. Quindi esistono queste due forme di finanziamento europeo che possono creare grande opportunità per tutti gli italiani che vogliono trovare un partner in questi paesi, che sono veramente troppo disponibili e aperti per questo tipo di cose.
Especially for Italian producers, for Italian projects, you can find two European ways to finance the project. So Creative Europe and of course Eurimage. Okay,
Sì.
There is a question. Puoi venire qua? Can you come here? Oppure, perché non, or there? Okay, please. domanda è come coprodurre, diciamo, in una fascia di investimento low budget, diciamo. How to co-produce in a low budget field, let's say, with a young
Tieni
Balkan
presente,
talent.
se posso rispondere, tieni presente il fatto che questo che lei chiama low budget per noi è un normale budget. Quindi è una cosa molto comparabile, cioè puoi trovare tuoi simili in questi paesi. Quindi non ti sentirai mai, anche se tu senti di avere un budget piccolissimo, non ti sentirai in disagio, perché tutti lavorano con questo budget lì. Come lei va? Giusto.
How to find young directors in the Balkanic region.
Cioè praticamente come va al centro sperimentale devi andare al centri del cinema e loro ti possono normalmente dare le risposte per ogni domanda.
National Film Center
Ogni tipo di informazione. Tutti direttori e uffici dei centri balcanici del cinema sono presenti a Balkan Film Market.
All the film centers, Balkan film centers, have a representative in the Balkan Film Market.
And something very important that I want to add, because of the emigration, many of the Balkan artists have dual citizenship. For example, I'm dealing with a project, as I said, with Roma Lazio or with Puglia. And I made this list because to get them financing in Italy, you have to find this major list with Italian actors that want to act in your film. And there I go with a list of Italian citizens that are major actors from Albania. I know plenty that are from Montenegro, Greece, Kosovo. They are actors from the region. They are Italian citizens. That would be a facility for you to apply to the regional funding in Italy. I mean, how many Albanian actors that reside in Rome? They are Italian citizens, or cinematographers that are of origin of Serbia, Croatia, Macedonia, that are Italian citizens. Look carefully, because you'd be amazed of the list of the talent. Because what happened with us is the collapse of communism. We all went abroad for education. People went in France, Germany, Italy. I went in the United States. And most of this new talent now, that the success, it's not quite of a sudden only because of drama, but because of the education abroad. What it was a war, actually now it's working in our favor because we have a brain gain. The people that were young back then and left the country in Italy in 90s, they're like the girl here, they were educated in Italy and now doing the project in Albania, but there are many actors. You'd be amazed how many people there are in Italian films that are Albanian origin, but so are Croatians, Serbians, even in LA. In Hollywood, you have this great attendance of Balkan actors or other professionals. So in that regard, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to have people from the region here, which you could use in both applying for funds in Italy, also applying for funds. If you go to Albania with an actress from Rome, of course, you'll be more advantaged than a local filmmaker, but she's an Albanian-speaking actor. But also, you're going to get more money at MIBAC because it's an Italian citizen that pays taxes here. So that's another opportunity you have to look into.
Thank you so much
for
coming here.
Grazie.
It's been a pleasure, guys.